Morning, and we're on project 20 of the Artist Trading Card Workshop book by Bernie Berlin. I always put it in the description so you'll know exactly what it is. So today we're doing no-sew fabric. Fabric can replace paper in many applications, and this includes ATCs. But don't think that means you have to own or use a sewing machine. An iron and fusible webbing make it easy to adhere fabric pieces of any size, shape to a card or other pieces of fabric. After the fabric is fused, whether as a background or smaller pieces as accents, it can be hand stitched, painted or embellished in any other way, just like paper, which indeed it can. We ran through the ingredients last week. The material I've got, or the fabric I've got I should say, is it's a piece that I nicked off another gel print, but it's just really thin cotton, so I'm not going to use carbon paper because I think I can see through this sufficiently for the black and white image that I have chosen. Yeah, Copic markers, fabric pastels. If you haven't got any fabric pencils and you're not going to wash this thing, just use colouring pencils. You do not need to have, and if you've got the Inktense ones, brilliant rather, called honestly. I mean, I have got a selection of fabric paints, and I forgot I had these actually. These are silk setter scribes, whatever they want to call them, and I've got these Pebios. I don't know if these work, but I'm going to give them a go because they are rather old. Yeah, so basically you choose your black and white image. I've got one out of this little book here which is called Folk Art Fusion, and it gives you step by step to actually make a picture. All right, so but this, I'm just going to trace this. It's not quite the same size. I think I'm gonna keep the boats in and then kind of chop the trees, but we don't trim anything to size until it's fused to the felt on the back, so don't cut anything to size yet. All right, so yeah, so trace your come over here. So yeah, so if you're going to use carbon paper, use it now, and you trace your picture. Set a piece of carbon paper between the muslin and the image to trace, then go over all prominent lines with a pencil or stylus. Retrace the lines with a marker. So go over it with, it says Copic marker. You could use Pip pen, anything like that really. Then basically colour it in, the actual image and the background if you want to. And then you can heat set the colours. I'm hoping that these, if I use these, it's just going to be fine. If not, I will heat set them. And then the next steps are add details with marker pens, so you can colour it in deeper if you want to with your Copic markers. I haven't got any of those. Well, I've got the Do Craft, I can't remember what they are. I'll get them out in a second. I forgot those. Then you cut a piece of fusible webbing slightly larger than the size of the muslin card. I'm not going to cut anything to size until it's ready, and then use the iron, fuse it to a piece of felt, peel off the backing, then use the backing as a protective layer to iron the coloured muslin to the felt. So yeah, I'll show you that in a second, and then trim it to size basically. And then you can stitch. You can do blanket stitch around the edge, you can just do it on the machine, you can just leave it. I'm probably just going to leave mine. So right, okay, let's get on with it. I'm probably going to just do one today. I found these as well. Honestly, the stuff you find. I obviously got these from somewhere for a £5. I don't know. They're quite chunky crayons. Ooh, come off. So I might use some of those. They've hardly been used, bless them. And then I've also picked these up in a charity shop quite a while ago actually. But I think that's the ones that she used as well. And then I'm going to give those these paints again. These are quite thick, so I might not use those because they leave. I haven't got a scrap here, but they leave quite a chunky line because it's got like a. Or do they? Is that, am I thinking of the right ones? Probably not. Let me just use this. Yeah, it's quite gloopy. So yeah, they have got a hole at the end, yeah, so I don't know if you can just see the hole there. So it leaves kind of like a tram line. It's kind of like you would use, what's the lining stuff for silk? Gutta. That's kind of what it's like. So I'm going to put that out of the way before I put something on there. But I will try the pens again. I don't know. Let's get on with it. Right, so as my image, I say I'm going to trim it to size when I'm done. I don't think this bit of fabric is big enough. Well done. You didn't check that, did you? No, I don't think it is. Right, let me pause you. I'll find a bit of fabric big enough. 2 secs. Right, should we try that again? It's got spots on it, but that's fine. So I don't know if you can see, but I can see through there. No problem at all. So I will... What did she say to transfer it with? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'm just going to use pencil, I think. I can grab a pencil, just a graphite pencil. I'll speed this bit up. I'm going to do the whole thing, but I know I will be cutting a bit off. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly do that. Right, I've not put that other boat in because that way I can chop it here as opposed to up here. I think I'd rather have the trees on more. I'm really worried about the boats. Right, okay, so that's that traced. Good enough anyway. So now it's just a case of colouring it in. Again, I will probably speed you up a little bit because you don't need to sit and watch me colouring all this in. I'm going to put this tile underneath, I think. Sorry, I don't want to make it clonk. Because I think the colour will go through. So yeah, let's start playing. Well, as you probably saw, it's quite hard to get detail. Well, these chunky things it is anyway. I think if you've got fabric marker pens, that'll be easier. I guess that's where the detail side of it comes in when we add the pens and that. So let me just set that. I'm just going to take it over to my ironing pad over there, and then put a piece of, I'll probably put this on top of it actually, and just give it a press just to settle that. Alright, and then yeah, then it's time to add detail, so I'll be back in a tick. Right, so there it is pressed. Do cover it if you use the crayons, because it does transfer slightly. Sorry, half sentences again. Right, so I've pulled out my Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. That's all I've got. So I'm just going to put in some more detail, just sort of, oh, not that one. The kids have been at these. I keep meaning to get myself a really decent set, and I keep forgetting. Oh, I don't want a chunky. I'll have to do a chunky end. I don't think they've got much ink left in them. If you've got some really nice alcohol markers, you use them. As I say, the grandchildren have hammered these to death, poor things. Just add a little bit of, I'm going to go in with a black marker. I think that'll really do the business, brighten it all up in a weird way, like it does. See, I haven't got any more. What are you? Light green. Where's your fine end there? Yeah, time to invest in some new ones, Suze. And keep them away from the grandchildren. Well, that was metallic, that grey one. Oh, okay, we've got a metallic house, that's fine. You might want to choose something a little bit simpler than these. Just for your first one, maybe just do a little flower or something. Just to get the hang of the, well, to get the hang of the method, really, I suppose. I'm not going to be too fussy with this, I don't think. Right, so I've got a grey here. Well, it's not going to win any art degrees, but it doesn't have to. Right, I just want to define that blue a bit more. Where's your skinny end there? If anybody sees any special offers on these alcohol markers, can you let me know, please? Could be my Christmas present to me. Yeah, I think these can go in the bin. Well, mind you, as I say, when the kids use them, they don't care. Right, you're making too much fuss over this, Suze. Right, let's get this outlined. I'm going to use, excuse me for reaching in front of you. These are these cheapos from, was it Aldi or Lidl? One of the two. I'm not going to be super fussy here, just sort of some scribbly outlines just to make it all look a bit nicer. You do have to sort of stretch the fabric, as you probably saw I was doing anyway. and you can take a lot more time. I'm currently, well, I've got to get back because I'm babysitting my grandpuppy, and he's a bit distressed with the heat that we've got today, so I didn't want to leave him for too long, so that's why I'm only doing one of these today. I'll get my 2 arty challenges done and then get back to him. It's the trouble when you're a husky cross, isn't it? It's 32 degrees like it is here at the moment. It's just too warm for you. I'll get home and put the fan on for him and shut him down a bit. It's much better with a little bit of outlining, doesn't it? So if anything, I think this is quite a crucial part of it. Right, I think that'll do. So I wasn't expecting too much from the first time I've tried this technique, so okay. Right. Yeah, put a bit of paper underneath if you're a bit precious about your mat. Right, so this is my viewfinder. See, I think I want more of that than down there. Just need a little bit more blue up there. This is me being fussy. Cool. Right, and then like she says, you can go in and stitch now. Once it's on the felt. The only bit I've got handy is a piece of orange. I don't know how that's going to work. Oh, it's all right. That's fine. So I've got some heat and bond here. Now it's the purple one. If you get the red one, you will never sew through it. And I don't think you're big enough, or are you? That's my ATC. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So I'm going to first of all I'm going to press that onto the felt. All right. Then take the sticky paper off and put that on it. Can I bring it over here so you can actually see it? Hold on, let me rearrange my desk. Where's my lid gone? Ooh, Mrs. There it is. Right. Okay, let me just move my pressing mat and my iron. Pens you can move, I don't need you anymore. Right, okay, just warming the iron up. Right, so when you stick this stuff, it's sticky, it looks like a bumpy side. So this is bumpy side down. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of wastage on the felt. That's fine. If you haven't got this, I guess you could just go in with a glue stick. If you're not going to stitch, or a wet glue of some sort just onto the felt. You don't even have to do it onto felt. You can take this now and with the glue, you know, just stick it onto your card, and that would be, it's not a fabric card as such, but you know, it'll be all right. You could let yourself off with that one. Yowza, that's warm. Should let it cool down a bit really, but time is of the essence. So I don't know if you can see this particular heat and bond, it goes like a, I don't know if I can get it in the light, there you go, see, so it's all transferred. Keep this Put your fabric on now, about there, and then put that back on top, because that'll just protect your iron. And I've got a bit hanging over. Let's put it round the way that it came off, because there's a bit hanging over the edge there, and I don't want that on my iron. And you just leave it. You're not ironing, okay? Okay, that should be it. See, this is why we put it on, because there was a dodgy bit down there. Right, I need to let that cool. Let me pause you. Right, okay. I did go in with a little bit of ink tint, so you can see it's run up there, but that's just me being fussy. So I'm going to. Is that the actual? Yeah, it is. Right, so I'm going to use my viewfinder thingy. And as I say, I think I want more of the trees. I should have marked the square when I was transferring the image. Is this going to be a mistake? Oh, I think I'll give it a black outline anyway. Mackerel, shush. Nope. That's a cracking straight line, that was, Susan. Right, and then you just chop it out, and that's your card. Honestly, this room. Right, let's get this. I think these will cut through fabric. Again, go in and stitch if you want to. Heat and bond is a little bit tough to stitch through, so maybe you'll want to use Bonder web, which is a lot softer. It's another fusible webbing. And Mackerel's the cat, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm telling Mackerel to be quiet. She's mewing in the background there. Right, and that shouldn't fray. There's a little bit of waste stitch, but we can live with that. And then, you know, if you really want to, you can go in with your permanent black marker. Sorry, the cat's being a freak behind me. I don't know what she's up to. This could be a mistake, but we'll do it anyway. I mean, if you don't use orange felt, it might help. But I was in a rush. Right, there we are. I'm calling that done. It'd be cracking with a bit of stitching in there, actually, especially on the felt background, because it would give that like that quilted look. But yeah, I'm just going to do the one today, so hope that's okay. Have fun, just go for it. As I say, if you haven't got the fabric crayons, just use pencils. It doesn't matter, because, you know, unless you're going to put this on something that's going to be washed or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just a piece of art or a piece of, you know, ATC that you're swapping with somebody. Don't worry about it. Right, I'll give you a quick squiz of some of the other examples. See, they're just little houses there on a background, so you haven't got to do the whole thing. It's got a card in the background and stuff. So that's a picture, and then that's just added stuff on there by the looks of that. Well, they might have coloured that in, I'm not sure. Lacy stuff. Right, what's next week? Now we're fusing fibres next week. Yeah, fusible webbing. So if you have got some, you know, the stuff you turn your trousers up with, you can use that. Yarn, decorative fibres. We're going to use embossing powders again. She's got assorted ones here, but if you've only got clear, don't worry about it. A craft sheet because it is going to get messy, basically. Iron and scissors. So yeah, we're going to get... but she, if you can see there, she's got the... let me get it up a bit closer for you. She's got like the stuff that you turn your trousers up with. Not the, you know, not a big piece. I've actually got some stuff called Misty Fuse, which is like a, it's like that stuff, but it's really gappy. I'll see any way I can explain that. So yeah, we can have some fun with that next week. So grab some stuff, fusible webbing, as I say, trouser stuff, yarn, fibres, some embossing powders, whatever you've got, and something to get messy on, because that is going to get messy. Right, I'll see you next week. Bye.